Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Travel Buyers. In our previous vlog, we've been to a lot of places in Istanbul and our first day in Istanbul. So now we are continuing with the rest of the day in Istanbul. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you'd like to have videos, like, share and subscribe. Have you seen my previous vlog that we've been to a lot of places in Istanbul and now we are heading to Topkapi Palace after having our lunch. Topkapi Palace is one of the most important place to go because this is where the Ottoman Empire used to live. It's like a whole area with a lot of buildings and every building has its own significance. The first place we went to was Haram. Haram is known to be one of the most important part in Ottoman Empire, not because it was the women's area to live, but also that women played a huge role in politics, in making the decision done. They had lots and lots of power, more than anybody could imagine. Every woman in that particular empire used to live here. Some emperors used to like to keep the even gifted women in those times used to come there, and the small doors and small rooms were for them. They even used to have rules. Those are the rules that's written over there, and they used to even have to follow that. The entire empire was made of blue tiles, which was quite famous and cultural in those times. And this was their house. They even used to have a lot of soldiers who used to work for them. And every soldier were good looking, is what the Ottoman Empire used to consider. But they used to make sure that they have no other connection with anyone else. They used to have the food area. The food in the entire palace was served from here. This is their fireplace, and every single place was very beautifully carved. They had culture shown. This is where they used to meet and used to have their meetings, or any decisions the palace used to take was here. It was huge and it was very pretty. Now this is where they used to take shower. They have a very specific way of taking shower. So even if you go to Istanbul, you want to go to Haram. It's called Haram over here. So this is how they used to take shower in those days. Here you will find a lot of spas related to it. This is their meeting area, kind of a lounge area, but so elegantly done. So it's more like looking at how in those days things were different. Very different to European culture, but very different style of carvings and colors that they had there. It was so hard to take the video. There's so many people there, but I managed somehow. This is the place where they used to pray or they used to study. Some places in the Haram, everyone was not allowed to come. So women were only allowed to come a specific place. This was the area and chamber of the emperor. This is where he used to pray. This is where he used to rest. This is his special chamber. And now this specific area is for women. This is where the schools were also there, and the garden area for the women to relax. A special chamber for them, for their kids to grow. And this is where they used to make sure the kids are being taken care of. So there were so many queens that they literally had to build a school over there. Now this was the administration building, one of the most important part in Ottoman Empire. This is where all the accounting used to happen. So this place, no one was allowed to go and was very guarded. Now there's one part in Ottoman Empire where all their jewelries are stored, and it's said that Ottoman Empire had one of the biggest diamond which is kept over here. One must place to go. From their courtyard, you could actually see an entire Bosphorus river. The view was magnificently beautiful. and in the evening we decided to do the excursion of the river cruise. This is something which I will say keep it optional. If you have time, go for it. If you don't, you're not missing out on a lot of stuff. It is something that to relax, just to enjoy. If you like water bodies, it's good thing to do, but not a must watch thing. And after all that excursion, we had dinner here, which was again in Taksim Square. And next day, we headed for our next destination. Alright, now it's the next day. We've left for our next destination called Troy. On the way, we were gonna stay in Gallipoli, like stop by. Now, Gallipoli is one of the most important place in Australia and Turkey's history because a war happened at this exact spot and a lot of people lost their life. It's one of the most important thing that is being mourned in Australia, and a lot of people's great grandfather have given their lives here. There's a beautiful poetry written there, said, "Those heroes that shed their blood and lost their lives, you are now lying in the soil of a friendly country. Therefore, rest in peace." Now, the easier way to reach Cammukale was to put your car in this ship and it'll take you there. So it's faster. So we headed there and it was a bit 30 minutes ride and we will reach there. And tonight we're gonna stay there. Cammukale is a bigger city close to Troy. Troy is the oldest civilization town found by archaeologists. So today's stay is gonna be Colin and very good local chain hotels, which I would recommend for you to stay. And this is a hotel in Cammukale. I don't know what exactly it's been pronounced. And we have a good ocean view. Nice. Pool and the ocean. Okay, it was a really tiring day and we had a lot to do, but it was about a 5 hours drive. So when you come from Istanbul to here, it is hectic, but we stopped so many places, so that was good. It didn't become that bad. But yes, loved the hotel, loved the food. I actually would recommend food here. We even had dinner included, so the buffet dinner was very good. And now tomorrow we'll be visiting Troy and we'll be traveling further. So it's more of a very old civilization that was found and very famous city to visit. So that's gonna be in tomorrow's itinerary and we're gonna head there and gonna discover it.
The next day.
Good morning everyone, and we're all set to leave. There's a ticket that is required to get into Troy. You see that big horse? It's actually a very important part of that particular civilization. So this is the horse where those soldiers hid and then attacked the city. and that's why the thing has become a significant thing. Now this, when you enter, this is how it looks. If you see, you can literally make out the difference between the old rocks and new rocks and the way it has been constructed. If you are into architecture, you'll realize that how they've put the stones, and so many years later also the wall is standing. It's the technique and architectural knowledge that really has been taken from here. There were a lot of remains, there were a lot of other pieces that was found. The bricks, this is the old brick, the new brick, you can like literally make the difference. So even in that time, like 600 BC also, you could actually make out the old civilization there. I love the apple tea, and you can get it from any grocery shop, so do buy those apple tea. Stay tuned to watch us going to a small village, then Izmer, and a lot more. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.